Welcome to Beyond the Norms, the podcast where we question the rules, challenge traditions, and rethink the everyday standards shaping our society. From education and religion to culture and lifestyle in Nigeria, we dive deep into the issues that matter, spark conversations, and inspire fresh perspectives. I am Onwodizion Emeka and I'm here with my co-hosts Nwobi Ikenna, Jude. Together we will explore what happens when we dare to think differently. So what's up, Ike? How are you doing now?
Very good. I'm very good.
Yeah, it's been a while now. This long distance is really affecting me, to be honest with you.
Honestly, it's not so smooth as it used to be, but we'll just continue to push. That's just what
Have you been hearing this stuff that they said Trump has declared Nigeria one of a country of particular interest, something like that? I don't know if you heard that news.
Yeah, it was actually yesterday. Yes, most likely yesterday that it drops the news
about this killing of.
Yes, the extremists killing Christians in Nigeria.
I don't know.
I've been hearing about
that country of particular interest. What does that mean for us?
I think it means that they will have their eyes on us. They will watch us, and if such thing continues to happen, if the perceived killing of Christians continue to happen in Nigeria, over time they will have to sanction us. Probably they will have to sanction us. They have to make measures to ensure that such does not continue. And it might be something that is not in our own interests, like the general Nigerian interests.
I didn't even know they had the power to do that. I thought we're a sovereign country now. Why they are not supposed to interfere with our activities?
Nigeria is a sovereign country, but still there are people who control the power in the world. The US controls power. They are like the police of the whole world. So where things are happening around, they don't just sit down and keep quiet. Recently, there is this. They have been planning on attacking Venezuela because of the perceived drug drug routes, which Venezuela is kind of emphasizing. So sorry, not emphasizing. Emphasizing is not the word. Kind of letting it happen very freely at their own. Yes.
Well, that's story for another day. Maybe we'll have an episode to talk about it after we see what he means by that. Okay, but for today, I want us to discuss something that this topic has been on my mind since last year, actually, and it came around again quite recently. So I was like, why not build an episode around it? I feel like it's something that every youth at our age now you don't feel as small. Sure, you understand? Like, especially now that we are done with school, there are some expectations there's some things that are being expected of us. So I want to talk about this. I don't want to use the word entitlement mentality because calling it entitlement mentality, I don't know, it sounds kind of wrong. But I want us to talk about this expectation that parents usually have. Do you understand?
Okay.
On their children, like maybe once the child is done with school, they've trained you, like something like, we don't send you go school, now it's your turn to come and take care of us. Something like that. And before we get into it, let me first give a disclaimer. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's right. Are you with me?
Okay.
Because quite recently I found out that I actually say my papa they listen to our podcast. I'm telling you. It was when I came back, my siblings were like, I should be careful the things I say on that podcast to that. This man. Funny enough, 2 days ago, me and him were
having. Want to know your opinion.
I'm telling you, guys. Me and him were having a conversation. This was, I think, 2 days ago, and then he quoted something that I don't know if it was you or Victor that said it. You know that episode where we spoke on religion. He quoted something that one of you said. I was like, yeah. So this man, they actually take notes. So my brother was warning me that I should be careful. That's what I'm saying. Let me just give this disclaimer now. I beg.
Okay, the truth is that it's not so much about being careful. We cannot be so much careful about everything. Like, you need to be careful at least to some extent, but you know that what you are saying is actually the truth. When you are saying the truth, I think it doesn't really matter who is listening, whether it will sound offensive to anybody. It's left for them to just look at it and say, okay, this person is saying the truth. We cannot just continue to say something that's not true just because we want to please people. But the truth is, we still have to be be careful to an extent, yes.
Yeah. So what I want us to talk about is this. Before I get into, let me start with the story. Yeah. So
Okay.
last year when I was in Italy with one of my aunties, we traveled, me, her, and my cousins. We traveled to Italy to meet another of my auntie with her husband and her kids. She was celebrating her 50 years birthday in Italy. So when we traveled there on the dinner for like we're having a birthday dinner. So when we were at the table, my auntie from Portugal was having a conversation with my other auntie's husband. That's the one that is based in US that went to meet in Italy. So she was having a conversation with him, and the man is a German and he lives in the US. So I feel like he has experienced like Western culture to a reasonable level.
Germans are also Westerners now. That's what they are. See. It doesn't have to just be US.
Yes, exactly.
They have liberal culture.
Exactly. So they were having a discussion and she made a statement. She started by saying, and the tone of her statement was like she was trying to establish something and that she was proud of it. Do you understand? She made a statement, quote and unquote. She was like, that is why we in Africa, we take care of our children very well. We invest in them so that they can take care of us in our old age. She said that to him, and I feel like the response she was expecting was for him to like be like, wow, that's nice, or something like that. But
yes,
in the middle of her conversation, the man cut her off. He was like, no, we don't. You know, all these white people they talk. And I was like, my children are not my investment. That was what he said. He said he's not taking care of his kids because he expects them to come and take care of him in his old age. That was what he said. Do you understand? And like that, something struck me at that moment when he said that thing, and I feel like this is something that is very rampant in Nigeria, especially Nigerian parents. For some reason, I don't know, they feel like they see their children as investments. I don't know if you get where I'm going to.
Yes, I understand what you are saying.
So I want to start like this. I want to start by trying to at least let us attempt to, find out the roots of this parental entitlement. Where did it come from? Is it that it's a cultural thing? Maybe that's how we do here. That's our culture. Or maybe it's a poverty thing, or it's both. So that's what I want us to discuss today.
So actually, I believe it's not just a single thing that contributes to that kind of mindset. There are a lot of stuff. There are kind of a lot of stuff. But I will just say, first, one of the factors that contributes to such mindsets is poverty. When people are poor, and as they approach that old age, they feel like, and they can no longer walk, they expect that they should be taken care of. Of course, who would take care of them? Somebody has to be there to take care of them. And so, secondly, another reason is our conservative approach to life. That is our culture. The whites are liberals. They have their approach, but I'm not going to talk much about it. I'm focusing on our own.
Yes, and
we have a conservative approach here. So basically, they expect you to actually, they see you as a kind of
an investment.
Not really an investment in that sense. Like, it's like they raise you to know that they are there for you, and in the end of the day, you should also be there. You should also be there for them. Why it's not an investment is that for any investment, I expect a return. There is a debt. There is a debt that that's the person you invested on is owing you.
But even if they don't say it directly, it's still like an investment now, Ike. Yeah, because you're expecting something in return.
See, it's not like you are indebted to that person. You can grow up. Debt is a different case. Like, if I'm indebted to you legally, I must be able to
pay you back.
To pay that. I should be able to pay the debt in the end of the day. But this investment is kind of a social one, a moral one, such that when the person grows up, it's just there, like the person recognizes that, my parents have invested in me, and I have to pay back.
I have to pay them back.
But some people don't actually do it. That's the truth. Some people leave their parents. They don't think about it. They don't do a lot of stuff for them. And
now let me be honest with you. See where I have a little bit of a problem. I'm not against it. I feel like it's something that should be done because they took care of you. Who you want to leave them for? Sure, you understand. So You are mandated. It is expected of you. But here's my problem. At what point, at what time? Because you have children that just maybe finished finished the university, maybe after 1 year of working, they expect that you come and start, like you just finish as a man, as a young man, you just finished school, you got a job, maybe you are earning 150,000. From 150,000, in fact, let me talk about something. You know this expectation where they say, and this one is kind of like from a religious standpoint, where they expect that your first salary is supposed to go to your parents. What do you think about that?
It's quite funny. Like I don't subscribe to that at all. Like, why should I take my first? If I okay, I don't. The listeners must have known that I'm not religious by now. So
Yeah.
first fruits, the idea of first fruits, I don't subscribe to it. The idea of this idea that is just raised now. I think I'm just hearing it for the first time, or maybe if the first time I heard it, I did not really consider it like that. But this idea, I don't subscribe to it at all. Why should I give? In fact, I know I should return to them. I should give them something at when he's with me. Once I have something with me, but giving my whole
Salary, your whole earnings.
salary. What would I be surviving with throughout the months? I mean,
So my issue here is the timing. Like, I feel like it's too early. Do you understand? I feel like it's too early for somebody that has just finished school. You start expecting, and in some worst cases, they don't just expect you to start taking care of them. They expect you to start taking care of your younger siblings. I was listening to one, this online prophetess where she was preaching. She was like, there are some fathers that, you know, they start expecting that their daughters should start sending money home. A girl that just maybe finished school, she was like, indirectly, what you're telling that child to do is to go into prostitution, to go and start sleeping with men for money. Because a girl that just finished school, where do you expect her to get the money to come and start taking care of her younger siblings at home?
See, the case is okay for me. My parents specifically, they don't actually pressure us to do to work and submit and all those things to them.
How are you sure they don't? See, let me tell you something, Ike. They don't need to explicitly come out and tell you that, okay, now you suppose don't send money. I feel like actions speak louder than words. You get some kind of attitude where you go dey receive. Say you understand. Especially maybe you are still living with them and they start expecting that. Agreed. Me, I feel like there are some responsibilities you should start taking up.
Sorry, you see, the reason I cited my parent as an example is because of what you said about the severe cases where they actually put the responsibility on you that, okay, your younger ones are your responsibility and you need to start taking care of them. My parents didn't actually do that to any of us.
Any of you guys, yeah.
Yes, so, but for those people that they put the responsibility explicitly on them, that you need to start taking care of your junior ones. I feel like in those cases, it's left for you as an individual to know the burden you are carrying, how it's paining you, and take yourself out of such situations. Like, that is there. That they are placing burden on you. So I just think for you to help yourself too. Because if you don't help yourself, you're not even helping them in the end of the day. Because if you are not there, who are they going to call on? So you need to help yourself. For you to help yourself, you need to move out of that situation and tell them outrightly that, see, look, you have not stood that much. You have not established yourself, and you cannot just be all for them like that. And I believe that's what has to happen for them too.
I feel like from what you've been saying so far, you believe that this mentality, this entitlement mentality, is more or less a poverty issue, not a cultural issue. Is that what you're saying?
I said it earlier. It's a multidimensional issue. It's not just poverty.
It's not multidimensional.
It's a multidimensional problem. It doesn't just come from one angle. It's coming from other angles too.
What do you think is the major reason behind it?
It's been our culture so far. I think it has been our culture, the conservative approach to life. We are trained that way. We are trained that way. Another reason again is that there is no government welfare. You see, they in this in Westerners. I mean, when they are nearing retirement, they know that their pensions are going to be huge enough for them to actually take care of themselves, or even start up something very little thing that they will be helping themselves with. And the government is also there providing welfare. You know, these old people's home that they usually take old people to.
Yes,
government sponsors a lot of that into a very huge percentage. I feel like so. But
so wait, we don't have anything like that in Nigeria here.
Really, you see people government taking care of old people that have reached their retirement, or maybe they can no longer stay with their children again because their kids have left them. They don't do it.
God.
There they do, like you see government is fully there to support us and take care of them.
In that case, I feel like that's one of the major problems.
That's why I said it's a multi. There is not just one place, one angle the problem is coming from. There are a lot of factors that contribute to it. When you have the money, you don't need to go to those old people's home. But when you don't have the money, that's when it's necessary for you to go there and stay, because your kids, they have individual holistic approach to life. Your kids are not, they will not be there taking care of you.
Why has nobody thought about this? Like, honestly, it just dawned on me now. Why don't we have an establishment for retired people, like a care home for them? Why don't we have some? Is that not like even a business idea? Can't somebody open it up here in Nigeria?
Well, if you open it as a business, it will work. I mean, people then patronize you. People patronize you, honestly.
But then again, what percentage of our population is old people? I think a majority of our population is youth. Over 70%.
Our average life expectancy is around 54 or thereabouts. So we don't have a lot of old people that can't take care of themselves. Before people get to that age where they can't take care of themselves and they need to go to those elderly homes, usually around them, their 70s. Around 65, they are still like, okay, they're just retiring. Sorry, around 60, they're just retiring, and then they still have strength to actually go on holiday and do different things. At 70s, they have reached that their bones are becoming brittle and they cannot do a lot of those stuff they used to do before. So I don't know whether we have a lot of 70s, 80s in Nigeria.
But they are not so much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or even if they are there, their kids are also there taking just because of this our conservative this approach. What's it called? Collectivist approach to life. Kids are there taking care of them when they get to that age too. I still don't know if it's a business that's going to thrive here in Nigeria too.
Honestly, I don't know too, because that's a story for another day. I want us to look at some of the emotional, costs and the financial pressure. Like, as a young guy, because I think agreed now, you said it's part of life. Aside from it being a poverty issue, it's part of our culture. We are expected to, at least assist the home that brought us up. Abi?
Yeah.
So I want us to, kind of try to understand what are some of the financial pressure that it has on us. Like, does it affect your saving as an individual? Like, maybe does it affect you in any way? How can a young individual, like a young man that just finished school, balance these things so it does not affect his saving, does not affect his investments, maybe some of the things he wants to do for himself?
Emotionally, it does have effect on us. At the extreme level where they expect you to take care of your siblings when you are just graduated and you are still building yourself. That level, and you make little money, and you just maybe in the end of the month you are paid like 150.
Yeah.
You return, you give back to your house maybe about 70. You have to survive with your remaining 80. Guy, that's extreme, and it affects people. Again, you see, those kind of people, sometimes you see their family even, cursing them, and
yes, and we are coming to that.
And it's weighing down on them, seriously. So their savings is very much affected. And you asked, what should they do? Yeah. What should they do to ensure that such a thing does not weigh down on them that much? So I feel like if I'm in a situation like that, I'm happy. It's okay that my parents did not actually put us through that situation like that.
I'm telling you, you don't know how lucky we are, because there are some parents that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say here. I count myself very lucky for that. But in such situation where it's very extreme that they are looking up to you, and when you don't provide, in the end of the day, they end up, some people end up abusing, insulting you and everything.
Laying courses safe. There are some people that believe that there's it has been, I don't want to call it one of my fears, but as a Christian, the Bible says honor your father and your mother, and so that your days may be long and you may prosper in the land of the living. So what that statement means is that if you want to prosper, you have to be in good terms with your parents. Now, if you are not giving them, and they are not happy with you, you are not meeting their demands and they are unhappy with you, how you go take prosper based on what scripture says?
It's the scripture that says that now. That's not what real life, that's not what reality is saying, Sha. But that does not mean that you should not be in good terms. You should, in fact, be very, very excellent terms with your parents. You should those are the people that I think those are the only people that outrightly wish you well in this life.
I'm telling you.
In any case, your parents are the only ones that cannot actually start wishing that any bad thing happens to you. Your friend, at some point, some of your friends are dead. You don't know what their inner intentions are. But your parents cannot wish you bad. It's very, very, in fact, it's very, very, very rare case. Maybe 0 point something percent of
it's not
cases.
Except say now your mama and papa now wish.
Exactly. Maybe you don't actually offend them that much that they can.
Maybe you don't offend them
because they wish for your downfall.
Oh my God.
Honestly, such situation is very funny.
But I think that's one of the fears of a lot of youth, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why you see all of them. This are the hustle for my mama, the hustle for mama. They are not doing it just because they don't want their parents' hearts to be bad. Because me too, something I'm concerned about. I wouldn't want my parents to, not be happy with me. So in everything you do, you want to try as much as possible to be providing for them. Even sometimes to your own detriment.
You are providing, and it's weighing you down so much. It's weighing you down. So in the end, I don't think nobody will go to the grave with you. If you die, nobody will go to the grave with you. So if it's weighing you down so much, it's nice you go meet them and talk to them. Dad, see, mom, see, look, it's not going very well for me. But and you understand that you people need my help and everything.
Yeah.
It's necessary you go meet them and talk to them about this thing. Okay, look at what I can actually afford by the end of the month. I cannot really go very much beyond this. That's one thing. Another thing is that you can also talk to them about starting up a little business. They're not very old to start up.
Exactly. That's one thing I want us to talk about because you see all this. You see all this. What's it called? You see sometimes you see parents that immediately some of their children just finish school like this. They will just retire by themselves. Then go retire. Say they know they do any work again. My pikin graduate don't like.
What kind of parents are those? Seriously.
What's the retirement age in Nigeria here? Is it not 65?
In Nigeria, I believe it's around 65 years. 65.
So at least if you are still 50, 55, you should still be doing something. You should not be depending fully on your children now.
Yes, now some people if you have a good parent, if you have a parent that knows that your child is your responsibility, you brought your child into this world, and some of them will be the one giving you until you stand very strong and you can actually give up. But I feel like some people are very, very lazy. That when they see their child is beginning to make money, they just stop working and everything. So nobody said you at 65 you are retired. Sometimes you are not even tired. You still have the strength to kind of work. Why should you just give up in life like that? You should maybe that retirement funds that you have, you invest it on something.
I'm telling you.
That's a beautiful idea. Invest it on something. You don't have to stress yourself so much, but it's just something that's returning to you, something that's giving you money instead of just being there and eating your retirement fund until your pension that is very, very small self in Nigeria that is not up to anything.
Yeah, can pension do anything? Pension office sustaining I feel like that's why I feel like apart from culture, this thing is more of a poverty mentality. Now so far
it's also culture, big time culture too. Because
if it's culture, then it's wrong to you, Ike.
When everybody is practicing the same thing, it's very hard for anybody to.
What type of culture is there now? I think that's the whole purpose of us having these conversations on this podcast. Is for us to disrupt some of these norms. I don't think that's a very good culture.
Yes, yes, it's not a very good culture. Like the collectivist mentality has shown that it's not a very good mentality. In fact, collectivist mentality covers a whole lot of stuff. But today we are interested in cultural aspect.
We're interested in the cultural aspect of it.
Yes. We are interested in this aspect of it. So that's the reason I'm narrowing the discussion
But
to
like,
this.
let's digress a little bit. I would like to understand, because me personally, I think this is the first time I'm hearing it. What is the collective mentality? Abi, what did you call it?
Collectivist mental approach or culture is the one that you are raised you are raised by the society, and everything you do, you put society in mind. You kind of
You are conscious of the society, of what the societal opinions.
Anything you want to do, you are conscious of the society. That's what it is. That's why society is there to raise you. Sometimes your father's brother, your uncles, your aunties are the one that will even train you in school.
Yeah.
And after, they will be there too, expecting that, okay, since I've trained you in school, in my old age, you should also return to it. It's because it's investment self to them. It's social investment.
So I heard something somewhere where one man of God said something. He said, young men, if you are if you are about to get married, better ask questions very well, because he said the average girl in Nigeria has at least extended family, junior siblings to take care of. So the moment you say you want to marry one, just know you are taking those responsibilities too.
It's when you want to marry that you will know that. Okay, I don't want to call any names here, but okay. In fact, let me call him. I'm not doing any calling. Is it Mbaise? Yes, Mbaise in Nemo State. Have you not seen the list? The list you have to fulfill if you want to
marry any of their
daughter. Some of them, they will even ask you to bring keke for the extended family. They will ask you to bring yams, tubers of yam, bags of rice, wines, drinks, and many things. Just to
what kind of culture is that, guy? It means you are selling. Ike, you see, this thing now brings me back to that point. You see, it's a way of, I don't know, you see, especially for the fathers, I feel like one of the reasons why they ask for all these things is because they feel like they've invested so much money sending that child to school. So they see it as a way of getting their money back. Or what do you think? Because why else would you be asking for cattle, for cow, for keke, because say they won't marry your daughter? It means you are selling the child now.
Yeah, it's something we have groomed. It's a beast that we have groomed over time, and we have allowed the beast to actually, take control of situations, and it's very bad for us. It's now being seen as something that is the right of the people.
Exactly, it's a right.
Something you need to do. But it's very bad, and with discussions like this, maybe I believe it will touch some places. And
culture is a very bad thing. Like, God, something happened recently. A friend of mine lost his dad, and when they traveled back home, they are from the West. I don't want to call the particular state in the West, but they are Yorubas. So they went back to bury the man, and the village people refused the body. They say they no go bury. They say they don't know anybody like that. Just because they say the man know they send money home periodically. Say he get some dues where they do. They say before they could bury that man, before they collected the body, they gave them list.
I don't even know that Yorubas do that. Like, it's very, very dominant. That culture is dominant in Igbo.
It's everywhere, guy. The guy came to us. He was complaining. He showed us the list, Seth. Ike, if you see
so there is this meeting my parents usually go to. And you see, in that meeting, you need to contribute I think they usually do it every last Sunday or first Sunday. But I'm not very sure. But I think it's once in a month. And you need to be contributing and putting money in that purse every time. And if you don't do it, when it comes to that burial time, so when that person dies, can you imagine they will reject your
That's exactly what they did to this guy now.
Not if they will chase you, your people out with your body, but when you are doing any burial ceremony, they will not give clearance, and if they don't give clearance for it,
you can't do anything. Nobody will even come.
Not come to your burial ceremony. That's just
exactly. There was one due. He said they paid. They said before they go show them like the land, the area where they go bury the body. They say they must bring 200,000 before they go show them area. land where they
Do
go
they
put
not
the
know?
body.
Do they not know their property in the village? Do they not know their parents' house?
Oh my.
That's the only case where they will be telling you before they will show you where you bury. Abi, who does that?
Like we have some crazy cultural practices we have here. Like that's why when my grandma died, like the woman even before she died, she talk and say she no want me them carry and go home. Now for Ikoyivo's garden for island here, now they bury the woman. My grandma, we no carry and go back because we know say if we go carry and go back, my grandma will be say she don't leave. She even left Nigeria at some point to Sierra Leone. From Sierra Leone, she came to Lagos before she built her house here. So imagine that kind of person we don't leave home for years. Say she won't go back, we won't go bury her. Guy, they go cut our neck.
But another thing is that I just think also that people should identify with their people. You know, you should identify with your people. That's a very beautiful thing.
I agree that we should identify because, but I feel like
nice
some of all this umuna, they are just using it as excuse to be extorting people. You see them, they will sit down.
You see that money that they are contributing as the meeting I told you about.
Yeah.
They don't just eat the money, but like no specific people just gather and say, okay, we are the executive, we should just eat this money. They usually give it back to people in many ways. So that's why I said that it's necessary for people to identify with their
community,
with their people as well.
Yeah. But I feel like they're exaggerating it sometimes too, but
you see, the culture does have some very, very bad side that we need to abolish those bad side and take up and add very nice side from liberal culture too. Because in the end, nature doesn't really create anything that is very perfect. Nature creates something and it's very nice. So it's left for we as beings that are sentient, that actually have sense, to make some things. You see, iron is not very strong, but nature created iron. Iron is not very, very strong. So it's left for us to actually add something else to iron. Is it tin or something, and make something that is stronger, bronze and the rest of it. So that's what makes us human. Yeah. We should always add something. We should always borrow stuff from elsewhere and add it to what we have and become better in the end of the day.
One of the things I wanted us to talk about today also is, do you think there is a link between some of these boys young boys that have gone and start doing yahoo and girls that have gone into prostitution and hookup? Do you think some of these things is as a result of the pressure from parents? Maybe say, look at your mates don't they do this one? Your mate don't they send their mama money, don't they send their papa money? Do you think there's a linkage between why some of these young people go into this thing? Because I recently saw a video was it on Instagram Reel? I think it was Instagram Reel. This SS3 valedictory graduation service where they do now, you know this SS3 graduation this thing. Guy, the school, I don't know where the school is. It Benin? I think it was in Benin. Guy, if you see cars where these SS3 boys they come with, I can't look during my time. I get phone for SS3. These guys were coming with security cars, and it got me thinking, like, why do you think it is the parents that are pushing these children into going to go and do all these things? Because I feel like if you are giving your child adequate resources, like enough, none of your pikin will go outside and maybe they go ask one uncle or one auntie for, except say that pikin get long throat. But if you are doing your due diligence, you are taking the basic responsibilities of that child, like their feeding, their clothing, their education. If you are doing all of these things, I don't think any child would want to go out there and start putting hand in one or two things, except that child is a selfish child.
So I don't think it's the fault of the parents to look. See what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
Although I've not been able to see research on this particular stuff, whether it is the parents that are pushing, but if I'm to estimate, I would say it's a very, very low percentage of the case where parents are actually, they're pushing their children. Okay, look, no be your mates, they do yahoo, you to go and do it. I don't think a lot of parents actually do it. Is from their peers, the society, what they actually go out and see. When the society you live in, the only way you think you can make money is to actually, there's a proliferation of this case of yahoo around, and in order for you to belong, in order for you to be actually seen as somebody way, jassy, you need to
Do what other
join
people
them
are doing.
what they are doing. Exactly. So it's not so much about the parents doing it. Although I do recognize, I do take into cognizance that poverty is one of the poverty in most cases why people go into it. Yes, but still, it's not the parents. It's not the parents in most cases. I don't feel like any sensible parents will tell their kids to go and start doing it. It's very, very rare case of it.
Obviously, nobody will tell their child directly to go and start doing Yahoo now. Nobody will. What I'm saying is, this pressure, sometimes if the pressure is put on you indirectly, no papa, no mama will tell the pikin, say, go do Yahoo, go do prostitution. But when there's pressure on you, maybe you look and you see that your junior ones, they know they go school, now they suffer for house, now they chop well. You might be forced to do some of the things you're not supposed to do.
Yeah, okay. I agree with that, Sha. I agree with that. That's when poverty comes in, Sha. It's poverty, I'll say.
Poverty is one of the main issues that I think make parents pressure their kids before they are supposed to, like, start expecting much from their kids before the kids stand. So how can we break this cycle? Like, how can we rethink family responsibilities? Where do we draw the gap? Like, there's a question I said I wanted to ask. Like, where does helping your family becomes blackmail? Like, where do we draw the line and say, okay, you don't need to ask, like, no, now calm down, now don't need blackmail me or something like that? Where do we draw the line?
So if the pressure on you, because now person will wear cap, I am sure, as they say, now you know where it pain them. So if the pressure on you is getting too much and you see that you can no longer bear it, it's always nice for you to go and meet them and tell them. And you need to explain to them in a way they will understand it. Because I feel like what's the cause of major problem is lack of communication. Sometimes it's not the way they react to it is not. They're not going to react very badly to it. But in your head you have already concluded that you cannot really go to these people and talk to them about what you are feeling. You should be able to open your mouth and tell them, Dad, Mom, I see it's very hard on me right now and I cannot continue to do this thing. Secondly, also, as this society which we live in now, where we have not gotten things right and in all levels, we need to continue to support too. But okay, see, as somebody who makes 150,000 and you feel like you have the obligation to support your people, it's left for you to actually 20,000 naira out of this money, every month I'll be actually giving it to my people, back to my people. And you should not go beyond that 20,000 naira, because if you go beyond that 20,000 naira,
it will something that will affect you.
So that's where you should draw the line. Like, look, if I've given 20,000 naira, I cannot give more. And you need to still, like I said earlier, you need to still be encouraging that this 20,000 naira I'm giving you and my junior ones, it's not for you to just eat it like that. It's for you to that's the truth. It's not for you to say, okay, 20,000 naira don't come, our salary for the month don't come. It's left for you. It's left for you now to tell them that, see, look at things you can do with this 20,000 naira. Invest it in one thing or the other. And in that way, it doesn't just have to be all about you.
True.
In that way, there's interdependence between all of us in the family.
True.
By the time I can give, and in the end of the day, your junior ones are able to actually learn something, learn a trade with it, or learn a vocation with it. In the end of the day, they will be able to return back again and contribute to the family.
Yeah. So it's not just one person that is. It's not just one person that is taking up the entire responsibility.
Yes.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Well, finally, you said something that before we end it, I wanted to just talk about it a little bit. You remember, I think it was in episode 4 when we spoke about family, the Nigerian family experience, and where you and Victor established that one of the ways parents, one of the things parents attribute love to is action. And one of the ways they express love is through action. Now, because they say action speaks louder than word. Now, you speaking about us having to communicate it effectively to them, that if we communicate it enough, effectively and clearly, they would understand. But we spoke about this thing in previous episode, that how they see love is through action. So if they give them, don't you think it will make them feel like you don't love them, since they see love as action? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Like I said earlier, you have not gotten it all right that we should stop entirely. Like people should stop entirely. Even the whites too. They give. Sorry, the liberal culture they give too. I was listening to Clarissa Shield. She's a boxer. And she she grew in this poverty. Like she grew in poverty. Like and so she was almost crying when she was saying. In fact, tears came out and she just cleaned it. So she said she bought her parents a house. I don't think her father and her mother are still together, but she said bought her parents' house, bought her mother 2 cars, bought her, because boxers, they do make a lot of money. In fact, if you have gotten to that level, you'll be making a lot of money. So she bought her father a car, her mother 2 cars, her sister, and every of her extended family members, she got them something. And she pays them and provides for them every time.
Yeah.
But still, the sister is there criticizing her. So, no, like that was what's pained her so much. Like the sister is there criticizing her, abusing her, and everything.
That she's not giving enough.
Like
that's the entitlement mentality.
She said they don't want you to take care of them. What they actually want is what you have.
They don't want you to take care of them. What they actually want is what you have.
They want you. They want everything that you have.
So they be like, you will be say, when they know that they see you as a big man, like they know that maybe you are earning 10 million per month, and you send them like 50,000. They will be like, waiting be 50,000.
Like they go don't calculate your salary.
Your salary for you, because they know how much you earn.
Yeah. So it's left for us to actually draw the line in the necessary places and say, this is what we want. This is what we can do. Communicate to them. To nobody that will not listen to you when you communicate with them, except the person is like, okay, the person is becoming stupid and they don't want to listen at all. And that such a person, just leave the person. But in any case, if you are providing, people should see you. When people see that you are providing and you come and explain to them, any sensible person will listen to you.
Especially when you've been helping out before. Maybe now you are going through something.
Yeah. Any sensible person would listen to you. Action is there too. Action speaks louder than words. You should do your own part. When you give out that 20 out of 150, you have done your own part. You can still go and meet them, talk to them. They are sensible enough to listen to you and understand that this guy is doing That's just it.
That makes a lot of sense. I think the take home today is to just know when to draw the line. And that statement you made, they don't want you to take care of them. They want what you have.
They want what you have, honestly.
Deep,
like
it's deep.
Honestly, everybody that listened to what that lady said, that statement that she made, usually what caught their attention like so much that they thought about it, they give it the second thoughts, like what this lady said is profound though. They don't want to take it, they want everything everything you have.
That's deep.
Most of them think that when they are in your shoe, they will do very much better than you are doing.
But it's easy for you to feel that way when you've not experienced, because I feel like there's a level you get to as a rich person or as a wealthy person, there will be a lot of psycho fans around you. Everybody around you wants something. You see politicians and I feel like that's one of the things that is plaguing our government in Nigeria today. Because you see, maybe me and you now will be brother, our senior brother now come get one political office. Immediately the entire family and extended family at large would expect say, you don't chop government money. Suppose they take care of this one. Before anything, go bring one of their cousins come they live for your house. You bring their picking, make the picking come
your villager. There was a politician I was listening to. And what that man said that he said he said there are people that like his villagers, before anything happens, like before his salary, they paid him salary. There are people already waiting in his door every day. that he has the responsibility of feeding them. He has the responsibility of paying school fees. I'm not like, look at what you are doing to yourself. You don't know when to tell these people that. You don't know when to tell these people that this money you think I have is not actually my money. It's government money. Those people, they will not even say anything to people. They will be embezzling funds.
That's what is pushing people to go and embezzle from, because there are a lot of psycho fans that are expecting that you don't dare government office, national cake, carry your own share, can't give us
funds that they should use to develop the land, so that those people that are begging you will not be there to beg you again. They will just be enjoying the dividends of what you have done, and helping themselves for themselves. But this one, you are giving them from hand to mouth. And when somebody you are giving fish like that, you don't teach him how to fish. What do you expect the person? The person will always come to you for fish now. That's where they don't actually think.
I feel like it's a very difficult position to be in. A very, very difficult position to be in. Because
you should know when to draw the line.
It's easier said than done. These are people that you love. They are your loved one. You know, it's easy for you to sit down and say, know when to draw the line, know when to draw the line. But guy, easy like that to guy.
You don't just draw the line like that. You talk to them too. Like I said earlier, there's nobody that will not listen.
There are people that will not listen to you. You get the way some people are suffering when you say, once they're even sitting down with you, they know they hear anything when they talk. They won't be saying just press money for them.
No, bro, me, I'm that kind of person that, I think I'm good with communication. Like, if I tell, like, I'm good at saying how I feel like.
So let's say, imagine now, God forbid, your junior brother, maybe he has one police case now, and police arrested him, and you are earning 150, and they say bail is 100k, and they just paid you your 150. And they say bail is 100k, nobody else, everybody is relying on you, begging you. You go, and say if you pay that 100k, you know if you survive with 50k for that week, guy, you go give him, and you go give him.
This is a very, very special case. This is a very
that's what I'm telling you about. That is not special, it's the general case we're talking about.
Listen, it's not every month that people go to jail. Like, that's why I said this is a very, very special case. In that case, you know that jail is not even something you wish for. It's not even something you wish for somebody you don't know in Nigeria. It's only Nigerian jail is a place that having criminal like that did something that cannot be forgiven should go to. It's not just something that you want your junior brother to go there and be sleeping at. Like, have you not seen the food they eat there? Beans that's not well prepared. They don't give them any nutritious food at all. The place is very dirty. So you don't want your junior brother. At least I'm just saying, okay, that's 100,000 naira for that month. I think I can sacrifice it.
Yes, almost everybody will give it up because now family.
When I know that is something you can take care of for yourself, like not jail, like maybe you ask me.
When it's not an extreme situation. I said when it's not an extreme situation.
Exactly, when it's not an extreme situation, that's something that you can just navigate through by yourself. And I'm not in a very good position to actually do it for you. Then I'll tell you that, see, I cannot do it, and I will explain myself to you. Yeah. And if you don't listen to that one, I feel like that's your problem, Sha. No, that's just it, because you cannot rob yourself of the good things that you should be enjoying at the expense of everybody that comes crying and listen at you.
Ike, it was nice having you today. This was a very, very interesting conversation.
Yeah.
It was nice having you today.
Our listeners.
Out there.
We appreciate having you.
Yeah.